So today is going to be our first class regarding digital transformation. But first, we need to have some forecast of what is going to happen in the year 2025. So some experts are claiming that for the year 2025, 70% of the world population will be connected across 100 billion of connections. Billion, as you know, is a million of a million. So what do you think is going to be the impact of just this quantity of people connected through the world with digital connection? What do you think is going to be the impact on the regular people, on regular basis, on regular business, in government? What do you think is going to happen? How is it going to affect us? How is it going to be different than it is from today?
Maybe decisions will be made faster by governments, or
Faster decisions for government, yes. Because they're going to have a lot of information, a lot of data. What else? What do you think is going to happen when this happens?
Well, the rules of the government will change with the decision, and I don't know how to make the things.
Okay, the government is going to take decisions, yes, because they're going to have information about the opinion of the citizens, no? So it's not going to be just a matter of some few people, no? In order to take decisions that what they think that they might be the best solution. And in this case, they can collect information from the users, from the citizens, if they make a fast survey and poll, for instance. So they can grab all the information, no? What else in another field, like business? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, in business, I think the transactions and the arrangements between enterprise will be more faster and easier.
Definitely. It's going to be faster, easier, and what else?
And I think with the contracts, the law, they have to manage in these arrangements are going to be more efficient.
Wonderful, yes. What he says that is going to, actually the business are going to have clear rules because it's going to be tougher for corruption or for impunity, because everything is going to be on a contract. This is going to be on the cloud, and it's going to be protected by what? If we want to encrypt, blockchain, by blockchain. So that is going to change also. What else do you think is going to happen into the future?
The communications will be faster than today. I mean, today we can talk with someone in China, but I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. Only the communication, the transaction between companies will be faster with the use of Bitcoin. The contracts, like you say, will be more, what do you say, confident?
Yeah, you can trust it more.
Yeah.
Trustables, yeah.
Trustable.
Okay, so at the end, you know, everything is going to change because today, right now, just like 50% of the population are connected, like 50%, and in some countries. But with this new advance, we're talking about 50% more people connected from the original number that we have already, no? Yes, please?
Well, I was going to say that maybe with if we actually go into this type of connection between the world, I feel like there's going to be a new type of culture, which will be global culture, because as we know here in Mexico, for example, or pretty much in every country, people follow trends now more than ever from around the world. We're not as traditional as we used to, and I feel like if we have this type of connections, like a new type of culture will develop, because we can connect with people from all around the globe.
Of course. This is going to change a lot, and it's going to have a huge impact in our culture. Because now you're going to be aware of what is really happening around the world, and you're going to have better information. For instance, with the diseases, it's not that it didn't happen in the past. What happened is that every government reacts at different speed, and some of them, and used to be the case of China, they shut down the media. They shut down immediately the media in order to not have any affection of their own interest. But now, with everything that is connected so fast, they cannot hide it. They cannot hide it. That's why everybody knows what was the source of this new pandemic thing with COVID-19. Then it was China. Believe me, if what is happening right now, what's happening during the 70s or 80s of the 20th century, we didn't have the faintest idea of what's going on right now. But with the connections, with the media, and all the information that we have, is why we are aware of what is going down right now. For instance, every number. We know that Italy is the second country. We know now that the United States have big problems in the Washington State, now in New York, now in central United States. And another thing, over 85% of the enterprise applications will run in the cloud. Today is like just 35 or 40%. In the past, just the big companies like Bimbo or like Herdes or like Walmart, they have the resources to have a lot of systems and also to invest in automatization for the business process. But now, literally, a small business can have the same kind of application or software by themselves. This is annoying because 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you will buy, for instance, an ERP system, an enterprise resource planning, like SAP or from Oracle. It will cost you millions, and sometimes not millions of pesos, millions of dollars. Now I can have the same features of that ERP system with a different solution that I just download from the cloud, or I can use it by the cloud, and the cost is just going to be for the quantity of information that I upload of the number of users. So pennies. I'm going to pay pennies, and I can be more competitive. In your case, if you start your own business and you use the cloud, Mexico is not going to be your market. Latin America, all the Hispanic people around the world is going to be your customers if you're thinking well in your business model. But at the end, everybody's going to use the cloud. So the use of the cloud is going to prevail. The only thing right now that we should be aware is the cybersecurity on the cloud. That's another issue. And yes, there is a lot of threats that we have to be aware of the cloud. But of course, there are solutions for cybersecurity also, no? Now, 180 zettabytes of data will be produced, no? And this means that this is exactly like 20 times the amount of information that we currently have. So that means that every year we are going to produce, from the year 2021, 2022 until the year 2025, we're going to produce every year the same amount of information that humanity has produced since the beginning of the years. Since the beginning of the years. Every year. Why? Because we are smart? Or why? Why we are producing more information every year than during the rest of the history of the humanity? Why? Why do you think that is happening? Why?
Because we have more devices, or
Yes, that's one factor, definitely, yeah.
because, for example, if you make a research, now you have computers that could search, help you become to a conclusion faster. Like sometimes I remember seeing that back in the day it took almost 2 years to come to a conclusion if you were making a research, and now it will probably take you like a month.
Yes, and the knowledge is running faster, and eventually we want to talk about, for instance, big data. No, that we are collecting a lot of information. When I say big data, it's not only data in text, it could be video, it could be a voice, it could be anything. So we're collecting and gathering more information. That's good, yes. If we're using for good, fantastic. So far, the biggest efforts are for merchandising, no, in order to make efforts to be more successful on business. So you guys, you are targets, no, of digital campaigns. And also, as we see with Cambridge Analytica, they collect your information. And like, for instance, if you are not certainly from one party or the other one, and you are not taking yet your decision, of course you're going to be a target of this kind of campaigns, no? Remember that in Cambridge Analytica, they call it the yellow ones. The blue ones are with one party, the red ones are with another party, but the yellow ones, no, are the people that didn't take the decision. They're going to be the target of this kind of campaigns. And a zettabyte. Okay, after zettabytes, what it comes? Remember we see it in the last class?
Yes.
Do you remember?
It was 1024 giga? No.
Yes, but after zettabytes, what it comes? Remember the name?
Petabytes.
No, petabytes is prior zettabytes.
I have it in my note.
Jottabytes. No? After zettabytes is going to be jottabytes, no? Man, that's the kind of information. If, for instance, if I put a piece of paper, no, and then I put immediately another piece of paper, and if each piece of paper is 1 byte, this means the same distance to going to another galaxy back and forth. So that's the amount of information.
That's with jottabyte or with zettabyte?
With a jottabyte. With a jottabyte. But eventually, we're going to start to measure everything in zettabytes and jottabytes. Today is not very common, no? This is a crazy number, no, of information, but eventually it's going to be on a regular basis. Now, yes, this is going to happen. Each person will own at least 5 smart devices, 5 per average. Okay, like which kind? Your mirror, no, in the restroom, no, or in the bathroom.
Even the house.
Yes, the house also is going to count, but the mirror is going to give you information that, because it's going to be connected, for instance, with your brush, and eventually, for instance, if you, because sometimes, no, when you wash your tooth, you have little drops of blood. So immediately, no, are going to be collected this information, and they're going to measure, for instance, the quantity of sugar on your blood, of the quantity of cholesterol, and they're going to give you advice that, hey, Fernando, you need to drink more water. You need to drink more water. Avoid any kind of soda. Avoid any kind of alcohol. Avoid any kind of meat. Or you need to go to the doctor immediately. So that's going to be on a smart device. Our glasses are going to be connected through the internet. Google has been successful using the Google glasses, but the thing is that the lack of applications in order to use it more is what is, I think that was the main reason why they shut down the program. But eventually, with augmented reality, or remember the augmented reality with the Pokemon example that you gave us last time, and with the mixed reality, that is the add between virtual reality plus augmented reality, applications are gonna be everywhere. So our glasses, our watch, our clothes, okay, our car. So everything is gonna be connected. So, but again, by 2025, there is gonna be 40 billion of smart devices worldwide. And guess what? They are going to communicate between them, as I told you, with the example of the mirror. They are not going to need any human interaction. So, in this case, for instance, if I'm leaving the office and I'm going to my house, my car is going to let it know to my house now that I'm arriving. So they can switch the light on. They can have a different temperature, or maybe my dinner is going to be ready on the oven. Everything. So that is what is going to happen. Now, carbon emissions, no, and the industry per connection. This is what we want. Will drop 80% from 2015 levels, for the levels of 2015. That means that we're going to have a more clean environment. Why? Computers, they use energy. Data centers, they use energy to chill out the temperature of the data center. So how is going to be possible to drop 80%? No, the levels of carbon emissions.
Because of the reduction of use of fossil fuels?
Yes, that's one. We're going to change our energy supplies by the use of new technology, like which one? The sun, that's going to be one. Nuclear also, yes. And it's very efficient. Very, very efficient. What else? Air. And you know which one is the most reliable of all of them from the sun and the air? Ocean waves. Yes. Because it's already on move. Sometimes, for instance, if you have a cloud day, you're going to lose emissions from the sun. Or maybe there are some days that air is not doesn't have a lot of energy, and it's not going to move the devices. But the waves in the ocean, they are very efficient. And by the way, we have a teacher here that he developed, Dr. Bañuelos. He made the research and development of a device for the waves. No, this guy is going to be the richest guy that ever passed through this university. No. Now, 90% of smart devices users will use all driving assistance. Well, humans are going to become some kind of lazy, no? For instance, when I was at your age, I used to know, really, at least like 200 to 300 numbers on my memory from telephone numbers. No? Actually, when I was going, for instance, to a party with friends of mine, they certainly know that I have a good memory, and they came with a chick and they told me, Fernando, can you memorize this number of this girl? And I just say to the girl, no, give me your number. And she said like 55, 54, 81, 86. And I memorized it. Next day, my friend came with me, hey, do you remember the name of this girl, Laura? Yes, 55, 54, 81, 26. I used to memorize it. 2 years ago, when the earthquake came in 19 of September, 2 years ago, somebody took by mistake my smartphone and walked away, and I was unconnected with the telephone number of my wife and my kids. I don't even know the number of my house now. Why? Because no, I have a smart device. Then I used to tell them like, Siri, communicate me with my wife. Siri, communicate me with my son. Communicate me with my daughter. And they make all the work. So, or for instance, with Waze, I don't know if when you was kids, your parents used to use some maps, Guia Roji, that was the name, And when we want to go to a city, we make a plan, no, for the highway. But now, it's not necessary. We use now Google Maps, we use Waze, and that's it. We don't even care. We don't make a plan. As a matter of fact, we certainly know when we're going to arrive. And actually, it can suggest new routes if something is like a, like a jam in the traffic, or they will find new ways in order to arrive. So we're going to have a lot of smart devices. I hope that the human don't start to become, stupid.
Like in Wally.
Exactly, like in Wall-E. Fat, no?
Yeah.
And everything is going to be delivered by the devices. 75%, and that's going to be your houses, no? Will receive broadband with gigabit speeds available. So you're going to have, today the university has 12 gigabits per second. Eventually, that's going to be the speed and bandwidth that you're going to have in your own house, because everything is going to be connected. Are some of you gamers?
Yeah.
You're a gamer?
Yeah.
Okay, if you are a gamer, no, a serious gamer, and you compete against guys in another states of Mexico or in another country, what do you need?
Well, you need 150. Well, at least 50 megas.
Yes,
Of
50
internet,
megs,
and
yeah.
you need it to be with optic fiber,
Yes,
because otherwise.
fiber optic.
Yeah, because otherwise you get input delay, which is not competitive.
If you have delay, no, he's going to lose. And also you need a faster computer, no?
Yes.
With and actually, for instance, the consoles like Xbox or PlayStation, they are very complex computers. They are very complex computers. They have a lot of circuits inside, no, with a very powerful CPU. But the bandwidth is going to be very important to communicate yourself. Or eventually, no, instead of coming into the classroom, we're going to have a video conference from my house to your house. And I'm going to see you, no, if someone goes to the restroom or is going to grab a cup of coffee, everybody's going to be aware, because it's going to be like telepresence. Yes, eventually that is going to happen. You can imagine, no, a big table where all of us is supposed that we are going to be seated, but everything is going to be by telepresence from different places. Why? Because right now the video conference is not very efficient. It's not very efficient because eventually you can distract, or I'm not going to be aware if you are paying me attention or not. It's not very efficient. But with telepresence, it's like having your own avatar here in class, but you are somewhere else. Like a what? Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. So with that kind of bandwidth, no, all that applications are gonna be possible. No? Have you ever seen this movie? I think the name is Gentlemen of the Queen or something like that. It's a faction. Never?
No.
It's a good movie.
Is it on Netflix?
Let me check, and I will let you know. You was having a question, please? Yes, please.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend, she studied at Tec of Monterrey, and I remember that when she was in her internship, in her exchange program, she actually had one class that was through video. But what they would do is that they would have a teacher streaming the class in YouTube, and the students had to type their questions in chat, like in the live stream. So it wasn't very efficient.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not very efficient. They have different techniques and different technologies. No, we can do that, for instance, with Blackboard. That by the way, if we have, for instance, an emergency, suppose that has been shown, but it's growing up in Mexico, the coronavirus, and eventually we need to shut down for some weeks or for some months the school. We can continue keep doing the classes using Blackboard, but the thing is that we need to change the way as we, the teachers, are using right now the tool. and also you as an students. But eventually we can have that kind of a video conference. But I think that they are not very efficient yet. No? Do you know what is the AMOC? Have you ever heard about AMOC? MOOC, MOOC. This was an effort and a strategy to have courses of the best universities, and Harvard and Stanford and MIT was one of the first universities worldwide that they adopted this technology. And the idea was that we can have the class from MIT or from Stanford worldwide for everybody. If you want to attend and you want to be in the class with James Champy, no, one of the best teachers of that university, you're going to have that class. You just need a connection. Yes, you can have the connection. You can hear the class. But what about if you have a question? Or if you make, for instance, the homework, who's going to qualify that homework? Because it was based for free. James Champy? Of course no. This guy don't even make the qualification for his students. He have assistants that make the qualification. Suppose that they're going to bring people in order to qualify the hundreds to thousands of people that are getting in that class from Asia, from Latin America. Who's going to pay the salaries for these guys? So actually that model was a good effort, but it was not very efficient from the business perspective of the university, because at the end, of course, and we love to give classes, but also we need money, no, to come back to our home. We are not monks. The other one is the data consumption will grow to 4 gigabytes per person per day, with video counting for 90%. Yes, you are going to stop to use text, that's what I think, and everything that you are going to consume is going to be based on video. Like for instance, if you are using, for instance, the voice, when you use WhatsApp, eventually you're going to use most of the times video messaging. That's the next step. You're going to consume a lot of video. If you want to learn something, you're going to do it by video. Instead of reading the book, you're going to watch the video of the book. So that's what is going to happen. So 4 gigabytes per day is nuts. It's going to be a lot. But yet that's going to happen, and it's just 4 years from now. Just 4 years from now. 1 of 10 houses will have a smart robot. The thing is going to be the price, because in the beginning they're not going to be cheap. But 1 of them, they're going to have this smart robot. In order to make right now, for instance, my daughter, she has a robot on her apartment that actually make a basic cleaning of the floor. Have you ever seen, or you have it? So do you have it, this robot?
The one that just goes
Yeah, it's a circle, a little pot.
goes around like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't own it.
And actually, because she don't have too much time, because she's always working, and in the United States, it's very expensive to pay, for instance, for a lady to go to wash your dishes and clean up the house, and it's very expensive. In the United States, just the rich people has it. So that this robot, she bought it, I think, in Amazon. It's expensive, but with the time, it's going to be cheaper and cheaper. And eventually, you're going to have a robot specialized, for instance, to clean your bed, and the other one to clean your bathroom, and the other one to clean all the dishes. But that is going to happen. That is going to happen. But in 4 years, 1 of the houses are going to have a smart robot. Of course, it's going to start with countries like Japan, Germany, United States, Canada, but eventually it's going to become also this number a reality for Brazil and Mexico, and then for the rest of Central and South America. Well, who knows? Maybe Panama or Chile or Colombia is going to be first than Mexico if we continue with this guy, and his ideas. So
is Alexa considered a smart robot, like for?
Yes.
It is, right?
Alexa is a smart robot. There are 2 kinds of artificial intelligence, the soft one and the hard one. The soft one is like Siri, or Google now. For instance, there is a show in Las Vegas that every year, the first week of the year, the Consumer Electronics Show, all the companies from different sectors, not only technology, also for instance from the vehicle industry, they go there and they show the new features and enhancements using technology and innovations. Amazon, they don't have any booth in the CES, in the Consumer Electronics Show. But this year, you know, everybody was talking about Amazon and Alexa. Why? Because if you go, for instance, to the booth of Ford Motor Company, they have a smart car that can take decisions and help you, for instance, to save energy or to save time. And the artificial intelligence that this company is using is Alexa from Amazon. Companies like LG or another ones, they also start to use Alexa, because what Amazon is offering is, I'm offering to you, all my technology of artificial intelligence in order that you can use it and you can implement it. Why? Because the company that has more rollouts in different applications across the world is going to be the one that is going to survive. Right now, in artificial intelligence, I think that companies in the United States are winning, but in 5G and 6G, China is winning. And in the States, they are winning because the adoption, not because they are more advanced than the Chinese. Chinese are more advanced in artificial intelligence than Americans today. But the adoption through Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon is more accepted worldwide than the artificial intelligence that coming from Tencent or from Alibaba or from Huawei. But these guys, the Chinese, they are very serious on artificial intelligence. So this is your the numbers that what is going to happen. Next class, we're going to talk about the definition of what is a digital transformation. Have you ever heard about this term, digital transformation? What do you hear about? Or you never hear about?
I don't know, but I think that it's when countries pass from certain transformations, it's first force and service. And I think the last is digital transformation.
Yes, it is. I like it. Where do you see that? You see a video or what?
I think with class regional markets.
Yeah, that's going to be my first slide of the next class. No? Digital transformation, I'm talking about the serious transformation, not this government of Mexico using this word. No? The real digital transformation, what it talks about is that the intense use of technology to transform a business, to transform a country. And in this case, we're going to review this in the next class, but the main key, and this is a question of exam, the main key in a digital transformation strategy is not the technology, is the customer, is the people. They are the key of a digital transformation. Not the investment, not the technology. Okay? We are only 4 males in the class?
I think
Really?
Yeah. 5.
I think 5 or 6, but
No, 5.
We miss-
There's a guy singing.
Yeah, we miss a guy. Yeah, Fernando, no, we miss a guy, Fernando. Yeah, Fernando, that he has a beer, but that's it. So more females than males. Do you know that in the university we have like 53% of females in total population of the university? There are more females than males.
and actually I think there is a statistic that shows that females are 80% more likely to graduate than males. There's somewhere around that.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. So man, you have to duplicate your efforts.
Right.
Where do you bring that information?
Ben Shapiro. I don't know if you know about that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and Jordan, I forgot his last name, but I was in a podcast the other day, so yeah.
Okay. So This is the class of today. See you Wednesday. Okay. Sorry that Daniel didn't upload the homework last week. I'm going to upload 2 homeworks this week. Okay. But I'm going to give you enough time.